welcome to Rotting Flesh Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Billy Pop. Welcome to Rotting Flesh Movie Reviews. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Made in 1986. Directed by Tom McLaughlin. That's right. At this point in the franchise, it kind of got to the point where Jason was truly the star. After his absence in Part 5, fans were looking forward to seeing him come back. But Jason died, you say? Machete through the head, you say? Well, you're gonna have to suspend belief. Once again, we open with Tommy Jarvis. Once again, played by a different actor. He and his friend go to an old graveyard to dig up Jason.
Does he think I'm a farthead?
Because Tommy wants to make sure he's still dead. This seems really odd because Tommy at this point stopped having horrific daylight, visions of Jason. He actually became Jason at the end of Part 5. So what happened? He actually has Jason's hockey mask with him too for some reason and throws it into the grave with Jason. Then Tommy has some kind of violent fit.
Oh shit.
Maybe he's still a little crazy. Anyway, a lightning bolt hits that pole that he was stabbing Jason with, and voila! The immortal undead Jason is born. That's right! Jason is now a zombie. And he did it way before it was cool. Tommy's friend gets super murdered by Jason, and Tommy ends up at the police station and acting a lot like he just saw a dead serial killer rise from the grave because a bolt of lightning hit him and then ripped his friend's heart out.
Hey! Hey! I tried to destroy him, but I fucked up!
Yeah, he's acting like that. Of course, Sheriff Garris doesn't believe him, though. That's stupid. There's a couple self-aware lines in this movie that some people think are charming and smart. I think it's annoying, so I won't run clips of it. And what's with Jason's ugly yellow gloves? It's like he's gonna do the dishes or something. Tommy is held in a cell by the sheriff, and that's when we meet the sheriff's daughter, Megan. Tommy warns her that Jason is out there. The sheriff gets sand up his vagina about it. It needs a little bitch with. We find out that Megan and her friends are counselors, and the kids are coming to camp. I am so amazed that I never noticed there were no kids at this camp in any of the movies before this. Jason with children? No! And then there's this fucking weirdo with his comedy routine and binky boink music. What an asshole. What follows is a lot of really comedy-style deaths that are goofy in nature and kind of ruins the dark nature of the franchise. Oops, I did it again! But I mean it already parodied James Bond, so you get the picture. How's this for being unnecessarily racist for no reason at all?
Listen, you obviously don't know anything about Indians, okay? Probably none of you do. Look, here's a story. These are called Indian markers, okay? Let's just say you have a chief, right? And he dumps his squaw or his wife or whatever, and he decides, hey, I'm going to pick up with another one. I'm going to take off with her. So he takes off, leaving his son with the mother, and all of a sudden, a week or two later, the son wants to catch up with his dad, right? He wants to learn how to shoot a bow, stuff, kill buffalo, whatever these guys do. So what happens is he comes along, sees the rock, says, Dad, hey, he went that way, obviously. And so what happens is he comes up, knocks them all down before the mother catches up because he don't want to see any of her anymore. So, pretty much that's the basic story. Here's one scene in the movie I thought was pure gold. And it merely has to do with putting yourself in the character's situation. If I was this guy, I would worry about my drawers. Eventually, Megan and Tommy team up. She's the only one around that believes Jason is alive, even though all these bodies start piling up on Friday the 13th, hacked and mutilated, not like Crystal Lake years before. Does anyone else believe it? No! In Tommy and Megan's adventures, they get busted by the beach-queefing sheriff again. Tommy once again gets put in a holding cell. But lucky for Tommy, this cute little blonde knows a thing or two about prison breaks. As Megan guards all the children, Tommy can ease out to the lake, telling Jason to fight him. Tommy wrangles up a Jason with a chain noose attached to a boulder.
He then tosses the boulder over the side of the boat and Jason sinks to the bottom of the lake. Then Megan finishes him off with a motorboat. With a motorboat propeller to the throat. We end the film under the water with Jason. His eyes are open and he is still very much alive. Will there be another sequel?
I think so!
Will Jason be in it?
I think so!
Am I an idiot?
Well, I am now!
This movie is regarded by most fans as a pretty cool entry into the franchise. I myself say this is kind of a crappy one. Why, you ask? Well, the direction here was kind of stupid. It was like watching a slapstick comedy with Jason as the main character. The sets were okay, but for the most part not very ominous, so the tone was kind of way off. I feel like if this was someone's introduction into the franchise, it wouldn't do Jason justice. The writing was not the worst, I guess, but it was really nothing new or interesting. Whenever I watch this entry, it makes me happy they didn't go this way for a long period of time like they did with Chucky and Freddy. And there was no nudity, not one boob. The acting is alright. I think it would have been better to either have the guy that played Tommy last in the 5th Friday the 13th to come back, or Corey Feldman to just come back and kill off Jason. The new guy was okay, but I like some continuity. The characters for the most part though were forgettable, including Tommy. They were all throwaways for Jason to kill. This movie was so goofy that it felt like they were making fun of Jason. This was by far the worst Jason in the franchise too, in my opinion. The dialogue was trying way too hard to be funny and failing at every turn. The effects were done really well, I have to admit it. It seems to me that if your movie is kind of dopey and goofy, it's okay to throw in some excessive gore. Seriously, this thing was like a Friday the 13th parody. The music in this was bad at times and good at times, but when it was bad, it was really, really bad. If you love this franchise like I do, you have to see it. If you don't know anything about this franchise, don't bother. This movie was dull, characters were boring, sets were lame. Have you ever seen Jason in the sunlight before? He looks way less intimidating. This movie was my least favorite in the franchise. I don't hate this movie, but I really, really dread it during a marathon. I give it 3 out of 10. If you like horror comedies, watch Cannibal Holocaust. Well guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I would enjoy your help. Thanks.
That Magic Production.